John Beltran, Dave Urich back at Beat Digger Stadium. Well, Eric Garcia does have his helmet on the sidelines, but he's not playing anymore in this game. He does have ice over that left ankle. But we understand, Dave, the injury was to the lower part of the ankle, which, who knows what to make of that. And if the swelling did take place immediately, which I know is what we've been hearing, then that's probably the best news you could get for an injury, which is never good news, obviously.
Yeah, it must be if it swells right away, it seems like my experience has been that's usually a sprain. But, I saw his dad was down there, and if it was broke or if it was something like that, I'm sure they would have been carting him off to the doctor's office right away. And he's down there. They have ice on it, and it's wrapped. He's got his helmet on, his coat on, but it's not elevated. He's not keeping it elevated or anything. So, it must. Well, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. We speculated on these injuries before this year.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's see what that is. Maybe it's just for precaution. I mean, we knew he couldn't walk on it out there. He tried to walk on it, and it's one of those things. Maybe it's just that area where he was injured. But I think part of the goal now in the second half, and we had a long first half time-wise, if the Beat Diggers can just take it down the field, they receive the second half kickoff score, and then we get the running clock all over again, just like was the case 2 weeks ago against Estes Park when the Beat Diggers won that game 41-6 and essentially get this game over with University and not get anybody else injured, especially Joe Rosenbrock, who is healthy going into this game. I believe it's only Rosenbrock's third game of the year, and in the first two games he played, he was injured against Fort Morgan with a knee and against Valley with a broken arm. So this is his third game of the season, and this is game number 10 for the Beat Diggers. And again, they do receive the second half kickoff. As Brush leads University 36-0. Northeastern Colorado's hometown savings and loan with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan is Equitable Savings and Loan. Let's see who returns it for the Beat Diggers, who have not had a kickoff return tonight because all they've done is score. Shea Henson and C.J. Kukas will be the deep men. And to kick it off for University will be C.J. Schmidt. Yeah, the Beat Diggers, all they need is a touchdown. And immediately it goes into running clock mode. And that will take a potentially long game and make it very short.
University's lining up for their kickoff in a typical kickoff formation with the ball in the middle of the field and 5 guys to the right and the left.
And here we go. To kick it off will be Schmidt. About to run up to that football. Holding it up high. And he boots that football high and deep and towards the sideline. Kukas has it at around the 1. Straight ahead to the 5. Running right to the 10. Stutter steps. Stops. Swings it back to the left side. And he stutter steps and stumbles across the 15 to around the 16-yard line. That was a long run for C.J. Kukas. And the Beat Diggers have the football just past the 15-yard line to begin the third quarter. And again, just one big play for Brush, and we'll get to the running clock with a 36-0 lead.
They're working against the wind a little bit. The flag's whipping just a bit, and they're running from the north to the south. So we'll see if they decide to go back up in the air or just run the football.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at their own 16-yard line. Nice big play would be beneficial. Under center is C.J. Kukas. Nobody in the backfield. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Kukas rolls to his right. He's got protection. Looking to throw. That pass deep over the middle is caught by Melendez. Across the 35 to the 40-yard line. A gain of 24 yards and a Beat Digger first down.
So 38 yards receiving for Melendez tonight.
Well, nice throw on the run by Kukas as well.
That takes Kukas to 100 yards in the air.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at their own 40-yard line. The Beat Diggers do have a scoring pass from Eric Garcia to C.J. Kukas of 27 yards from the 40. 2 in the backfield, including Rosenbrock, who's got the handoff running right. And he lunges his way to the 44 before he's tackled by Nick Haight. A gain of 4 for Joe Rosenbrock, 2nd down and 6.
Rosenbrock running with a cast on his right hand, or not a cast, but it must be some sort of a splint, but it's fully padded. You don't see his hand or wrist or anything exposed. It's just a white, fluffy-looking thing.
2nd down and 6 from the 44. Excuse me. Shea Hansen, the receiver, to the right. To the left is Tony Guzman. Backs are split. Morrow now in the backfield with Weiser. In motion to the left is Derek Lynch. And Kukas to pitch it left to Morrow. Swings it to the outside looking for a block. Cuts it back towards the middle. Flag is down. It's a gain of 4 to the 48. That's definitely against the Beat Diggers.
Yeah, usually that flag goes out there for a block in the back.
And that indication will be made momentarily. And it is a hold against Brush. Yeah, you could see that from here. It just was not developing nicely, even with Morrow's speed. There was a defender out there once he cut it back inside. Didn't get the block he needed. And for the Beat Diggers with a football at the 38-yard line, it'll be 2nd down and 12. And another chance to work on the passing game with 10:46 to go in the second. In the third, I should say, and the Beat Diggers leading 36-0. The lone receiver to the right is Tony Guzman. 2 in the backfield. Rosenbrock's back in there. On the inside slot is Shea Hansen. Kukas play action, rolling right. Pressure coming backside. Throws on the run down the sideline. Out there's Hansen. He's got it at the 20-yard line to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown for Shea Hansen. Holy Mahungus. 62 yards and the Beat Diggers lead 42-0 on a perfectly thrown ball from Kukas to Hansen.
You know, the line did a good job of picking up those blocks. Kukas had to roll out to the right because it was a bootleg pass. But like you said, he did a good job of throwing the ball over the top of that University defender. Hansen was behind him, and then Hansen did a good job of just pulling up, making the catch, even though it had to go a little bit past a University defender's hands, and being able to concentrate, pull it in, and then run it down into the end zone.
Well, now they should be going to the running clock. And Tony Guzman will hold. And now they are winding the clock. And the extra point by Cardenas is high, and that one is true. 10:19 to go in the third with a running clock after the 62-yard touchdown pass from C.J. Kukas to Shea Hansen. It's Brush 43, University nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.